Previously on Coupled with Chaos personal podcast.
And, we've got that blockage in the pipe. Maybe we get one of those scopes. We could take care of the pipe, my ear, and...
Oh, no.
And your hoo-ha all at the same time. And
I'll pass on that.
You could do the exam yourself.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Coupled with Chaos.
Once I'm up, then I can get moving. But the getting up and down is just really challenging.
Yeah, that can be frustrating.
It doesn't feel like it comes naturally anymore.
We talked,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we talked about Avery and Omar in our in the Inside Scoop, and she went to a rheumatologist. So, I mean, that you're headed in that direction, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting to see since August 1st.
It was great. I mean, I'm not trying to... What we like is sometimes for us, stuff happens, and we go, oh, that's going to be fun. That'll be a good story, or something funny's going to happen, and we kind of look forward to it. It's like, all right, this will be we'll get through it, and it'll be fun. Mm-hmm. You were trying to make an appointment for a specialist this year, and why did you want to do it this year?
Because I have met my maximum out of pocket for myself on insurance.
That's good and not good.
Yeah, $6,850.
That's what we've spent on you.
Yes, this year.
And that's the limit.
Yep,
well,
that's the limit. So now everything else for the rest of this year is free. They have to cover it 100%.
Wow.
But now I can't get an appointment anywhere.
Maybe they know.
I've been waiting 4.5 months to get a rheumatology appointment from a referral.
Maybe, like, the insurance knows that. And
they're just telling the doctor to delay. Don't contact this lady.
They went to, like, AT&T and blocked, like, numbers to the house. Mm-hmm. So that way you can't get an appointment. Yeah. So it's all one big conspiracy to make you pay. Yeah, to make you pay next year.
Yeah, because all of a sudden now I'm making all my appointments, but nobody's available till February.
So so you'd found somebody who had an availability like the next day.
Yes, because I mentioned that when I saw the doctor last week, my family doctor, they were like, "Oh, you really need to get in to see a rheumatologist. It's ridiculous. You've been waiting 4.5 months for them to contact you for an appointment. Let me give you a new referral to a different rheumatologist here in town, and see if you can get in sooner." She said, "I don't know if you'll be able to get in December, but, right now you don't have any appointment at all." So I'm like, okay. So sure enough, they contacted me
right away.
About a week later.
Oh, yeah, I got a call. It was faster than that.
No, I got a call the next day for the dermatology referral.
That's right. My fault, dermatology.
And then about a week later, 7-8 days, I got a call for the rheumatologist. So I'm like, yay. And they said, well, this rheumatologist you were referred to doesn't have any appointments till February. And I'm like, okay. She goes, but we have another doctor in the same practice that has December appointments available. I go, oh, well, that would be great. And they said, in fact, I know it's short notice, but he's available first thing tomorrow morning.
Perfect.
I go, oh, okay, perfect. I'll take that. So I get all signed up. And then I get off the phone, I go to the computer, I go, I better look this guy up. And I start looking, and he's got a health grade rating of 1. And a Google rating of like 2.7.
Well, it's like our podcast
I'm like, this
rating.
Is not good.
Only thing worse is our Apple podcast rating. That's worse than that. That's the only thing worse. That would be bad. Maybe you just had a bad review, right? Offended somebody. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Probably not. But so you looked at it, and I walked in the room, and you said, this. First it was, I got an appointment, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I know it's what you wanted. And then you went, yeah, but this review's not good. Now, the first thing I did say, and I'm going to admit that I said this, was you should go see him anyway, because this would be fun.
This could be fun, you said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. This is just me thinking about like the show or something.
And you said that because I read to you what some of the reviews actually said.
And you can
like,
paraphrase,
oh, maybe it's a
probably.
one-off. Maybe it's, just somebody, only
Right.
the negative people review, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I go, no.
It's somebody who
Let
likes
me
Lauren.
read you some of these responses.
And what were some of them? I know you didn't write them down, but what were they?
Yeah, it was like, this guy has a problem with women. And then it was, he told my partner it was all in her head.
That's a triggering thing for you.
Yes. He told my wife that she was having all these problems because she's a woman. I'm like, okay.
What is this?
I'm not seeing this guy.
The
I'm not
husband.
wasting my referral on this.
The husband probably was like, well, yeah, you're probably right. It is the case. It was one you said that somebody had undiagnosed her.
Yeah, she said he undiagnosed. Not only did I not get a new diagnosis, but he undiagnosed me with several conditions I've been diagnosed with for years.
And once they said like anxious.
Yeah, and one said once he saw anxiety in my file, he said it was all in my head.
Like, oh my goodness.
And I went, oh, Steve, I'm canceling this appointment.
Well, and so at this point, I'm still at go. Because I go, this is cool. And then you said, well, actually, I try to want to find out what's wrong. And that was
I really need a real doctor. This is a serious
sobering
thing.
Moment. Well, you are a woman, and maybe it's just in your head. So I did.
I mean, seriously. I'm going to a specialist for a reason. I need a good doctor. I want to make sure that somebody's thorough. It could be nothing. If it is, then what a relief. But if it's something, then I need to know what that something is. I need somebody who's going to spend the time finding out.
Your symptoms,
because it can be difficult to diagnose.
Your symptoms are what?
Well,
just
I
in
got
general.
I tested positive for the HLA-B27, which means that the protein is there from a faulty inherited gene that triggers autoimmune diseases to begin. So all it needs is a trigger, and then it starts. So, and then I got retested once I was off all my anti-inflammatory medication, and my rheumatoid factor came back high. It was 20. And, I've had like a bony growth on one of my finger joints, and it was painful for a while. And then on the other hand, I started having like this nerve pain, and it was sensitive even to the touch all along the edge of my hand, going up my first finger between there and my thumb and going up the back of my hand. And it was so bad that anytime I try to pinch my fingers together to grab something or turn a doorknob or open a jar, like I don't have the strength. Like it's not there, and it's so painful, like shooting pain up my hand, that I have to let go. And so there have been things I haven't been able to do for myself. And, like Holden wanted me to pull his soccer sock up, and I couldn't grasp it. And it was so frustrating because I'm not 90, And so it's interfering with my life, basically.
And so you
I've
do something.
had a lot of hand pain, and I do a lot of things with my hands. So, yeah, I really wanted to get to the bottom of that. Now, the family doctor kind of already diagnosed that stuff in my hands and said that it's osteoarthritis.
And we had somebody, it was, I think, Emily, a subscriber, said something about, what was it, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome?
Yeah, syndrome, yeah. And I'd talked about that with a former friend, about a year ago, because she mentioned it to me, because she and all of her children have it and thought that it seemed similar. I don't know. I mean, it's in the family of things that it could be, and I've had just general fatigue this last year that's not like me. I take almost a daily nap, and I just don't have the energy to do things. And it's
changed quickly.
Yeah, it has.
So, despite my protest, you did cancel that appointment.
I did. In fact, I realized that it was just after 5 o'clock when I read the reviews, and that I wasn't going to be able to reach them to cancel it. And it was first thing the next morning. And I surely didn't want to get charged for not showing
that's
up.
the point.
So I went into my Baylor Scott White, my app, that you pull up your own account, and saw the appointment in there, and there was a little cancel button.
Hey.
So we canceled it.
So,
and then they wanted to know the reason. So I said, this doctor has horrible reviews, the lowest health grade rating I've ever seen on a doctor, and I would rather schedule with the doctor I was referred to. So please contact me to schedule that. Well, they didn't even call that next day. It was 2 days later. And by then, I had already said, screw this, and reached out to the original doctor, who has an incredible reputation, that I was first referred to months ago, that I was told not to call, to wait for them to call me. And so I've been waiting 4.5 months. And I actually joined a local support group, and a lady whose doctor that is said, I don't know why they told you that, just call the office. So I called, and it got somebody right away, and they made me an appointment. So I guess I could have done this months ago, and I would have already been seen.
Well,
but I was following doctor's instructions. And look what it got me.
Yeah, maybe give that doctor. But although the referral doctor is a good doctor, too.
Yeah, he is a very good doctor.
I don't want to.
Probably one of the best orthopedic surgeons in this area.
Right, and you're a frequent flyer, so
I am a frequent flyer.
So that makes it good.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the last time, he didn't even brief me anymore. Yeah, we've been through this.
Yeah,
I know, we've been through this before.
I walk in there, everybody knows my name.
It was a Friday, and traffic was heavy, so instead of briefing me about your outpatient treatment, he just called me on his way home.
On his way home.
Like, that's great.
Just left us there.
We're pals now. That's just how we operate.
Yeah.
So, whole lot more fun stuff coming up, so stick around for the rest of the episode.
Thank you for listening.
You can listen to the rest of this episode
by subscribing to our Coupled with Chaos channel on Apple,
by subscribing to our Patreon,
or by subscribing to our Supercast
for $3.99 a month,
where you can hear us talk about reality shows,
real life, and more on our podcast,
covering shows airing on TLC, A&E, Bravo, and the WE network.
Just follow the instructions in the show notes.
Tell your friends about this podcast,
and rate and review us on your favorite podcast player.
Follow us at Coupled with Chaos and all the socials.
Or contact us directly by email at coupledwithchaos@gmail.com.